Dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan.
This is Adam Ellick reporting from Kashmiri, Pakistan.
Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan.
In 2005, an earthquake here killed about 80,000 people. Today, the survivors are attending a community fair to learn about the basics of health. From the most unlikely host.
Yay, caravan! Dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan. Everybody!
Todd Shea is a 42-year-old American who came here as a volunteer immediately after the 2005 earthquake, and he never left.
After the emergency phase, I certainly could have gone back to my music career, but this provided an opportunity to help humanity in a way that I never imagined I could.
Mr. Shea doesn't have a college degree or a medical background, but 3 years ago he established this no-frills charity hospital called CDRS.
Careful, dog poop alert.
I'm certainly not the most qualified person to take on the task of building at least in this area, a revolutionary healthcare system, but I'm the one who's here.
Here is Chakar, Kashmir, one of Pakistan's poorest and most remote villages, just 25 miles from the conflict border with India. For decades, the community's medical needs have been ignored by the government. The nearest functioning clinics are 2 hours in one direction and 7 in the other. And CDRS highlights just how far the government needs to go in order to provide its citizens with basic health care.
There is a solution to every problem. Don't take no for an answer, get the job done, and get the hygiene kits that we need.
It doesn't take a genius to do what I'm doing. Ever since I was little, whatever I got into it big time, whether it was music or, unfortunately, drugs. I'm still, basically an addict, and I decided to get addicted to something that was good for other people.
Hey, anybody play American baseball, overhand?
I guess the reason I'm good at disaster relief is because my life's been a disaster.
Until 4 years ago, Mr. Shea had never left the United States. On September 11, 2001, he was in New York City for a gig at the famous music club CBGB. But the World Trade Center attacks canceled his concert. Mr. Shea spent the next week using his band van to transport supplies to Ground Zero.
Even looking at a picture of the Twin Towers sometimes, brings tears to my eyes.
Mr. Shea soon became hooked on rescue efforts. He volunteered with aid groups from the tsunami in Sri Lanka to Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans.
Within a week of leaving downtown New Orleans, I was on a U.S. Chinook helicopter landing in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. It was like descending into hell. Injured people laying out on stretchers, horrible lacerations, missing limbs, exposed brain tissue. The reason I didn't feel I could leave was because I felt that I could do something for the children that would last for generations.
What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's wrong with this little one?
The hospital runs on $170,000 a year. Funding comes from UNICEF and private donations from America, mostly from Pakistani Americans. Mr. Shea employs 38 people and has convinced one doctor to relocate here. But Mr. Shea doesn't take a salary for himself. At times, it seems more like a hostel than a hospital.
Do you have 1,000 rupees? Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually, we don't charge any of the patients. What is this one's complaint?
Last year, the hospital treated more than 100,000 patients. This man walked several miles to get here. The patient received antibiotics for his acute respiratory infection and spent the night. The next morning, before walking home, he stopped to offer praise.
I'm faster than you.
But on the roads outside of the hospital, Pakistan has not been so friendly to all Americans. Kidnappings and murders are a reality, but Mr. Shea has no fear.
Just ask them if they like the song. I hear her voice in the morning.
He's blocking traffic.
Yeah, everybody blocks the road here. What do you like the song? No? Good? Bad?
Here.
How about you?
Try it again.
I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home. Okay, we'll stop blocking the road now. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Everybody, shukriya. We're heading down the hill here to meet Junaid.
This little boy was crushed under the rubble for several days after the earthquake. His father assumed he was paralyzed and didn't seek treatment, so the boy never learned to walk. Several months ago, the CDRS doctor heard about the boy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now he receives daily therapy.
Oh, now he's walking with assistance. And this is just 3 months. Zabardast, Junaid. Zabardast, buddy. Look at that. It's great to see you smile. Very nice.
There was a lot of stiffness.
It's tough to get doctors to live out here because, the salary is not considered worth it for the tough conditions, the cold weather, the mountains, the roads being out, the landslides.
So this is my accommodation, and you can see how good it is. And
Dr. Rizwan Shabir now lives in the hospital, but 4 months ago, when he first came to Chakar, he had his doubts.
I was surprised when I saw a person in a t-shirt, a very old jeans, and when I looked at Todd's shoes, it was too much old shoes. And I was surprised that he is the director of this NGO. He was really a source of inspiration for me. And I thought, if this person can come from America from America and can serve our people, why not me?
Mr. Shea recently went on a fundraising trip to the southern port city of Karachi, where radical Muslim groups have a strong presence.
We're just going to make a little adjustment here to the graffiti in Karachi. Kind of something that we do every now and then.
Do you think people will love USA here ever?
If I have anything to do with it, they will. We got to try, Now that's what I'm talking about.
Later, he auditions at MTV Pakistan, where he hopes his music can raise awareness for his hospital. The next night, Mr. Shea is spreading his message on the air.
Let me introduce to you the one and the only, the man of the moment, Mr. Todd Shea. I wasn't supposed to call you Mr., but I did.
Children in America, they're very lucky in healthcare and education infrastructure. They have a lot of these things that the children of Pakistan in large part don't have access to. 'Cause I will rise again.
And then it's back to his less glamorous life in Chakar.
Well, this is home. When we moved in, we patched up some of the cracks from the earthquake.
If anyone ever came up to me and said, there's going to be all these disasters and you're going to respond and then you'll end up living in Pakistan, I would have said, man, what kind of drug are you smoking?